dream. A blessing indeed. Fall deeper, and deeper still, into your dream.
Good evening and welcome to Romanoff Ball Cosplay. Today I'm going to be showing you how I created my Enmu Cosplay from the series Demon Slayer. So let's get right into the video. So let's get started on the tailcoat, or as I like to call it, the sexy train conductor jacket. So the fabric that I chose for this costume is a lightweight cotton duck that I acquired from Walmart. You can see the coat is very long, so I used about 4 yards of material. I also used about 4 spools of seam tape for the edges. It helps hide the seams and it adds a little bit of weight to the material, and it also adds a nice little detail. For the buttons, I just used a nice decorative silver button with a little design on them. I used about 6 of them. I think canonically as 5, but 6. Here's what the back of the jacket looks like. I added some darts going on the sides at a curved angle to make it a little bit more cinched and a little bit more tailored around the waist. So for the lining, I used about 2 yards of some fabric that I found in a bargain bin. It's quite lightweight, it's cheap, and it also looks nice. I also used some seam tape from another cosplay to line the buttonholes and make them stronger. Now moving on to the construction of the jacket. This jacket is made out of 4 pieces, 8 including the sleeves. They are sewn together on the sides and then cut into a U shape on the hip area. I sewed the jacket down the back and then let it split into 2 for the coattails. Usually coattails are cut much lower, but I accidentally cut mine a little higher. It's okay, it makes it a little more sexy. Where the top of the shoulder is sewn together, I used some shoulder pads from a thrifted garment and I sewed it under the lining with embroidery thread. For the sleeves, I cut 2 rectangular pieces, sewed them on the inside, and then folded over and stitch it down. Here is a close-up of the lining. I used the seam tape mentioned earlier to finish off the seams and add some more weight to the lining. It's also, since it connects to the sides of the jacket, it also acts as a waist tape. I whip stitched the lining in by hand, and it is done on the top and the sides. For the collar, I sewed 2 rectangular triangles onto the edge of the jacket, and then I folded it over and added some seam tape to add more weight, and I ironed it into place with the hair straightener. So that is how I made the sexy train conductor jacket. Now, let's move on to the pants. So here are Enmu's pants. They are thrifted from a local thrift shop, and a little bit of advice I can give to Enmu cosplayers or any other type of cosplayer with this kind of high cut is to use high-waisted pants. That way it covers up the dress shirt and so it doesn't stick out. Although subtle, I sewed the pinstripes in using my sewing machine. I did this by splitting open the side of the pants, opening it up, and then sewing straight lines down it. You know, I thought this would take only like maybe 3 hours or so. I thought it'd be relaxing. I threw on some entertaining videos, you know, and I just sat there. I was ready to have a nice sewing night. I've been here for 8.5 hours, you son of a... As you can see, the pants came lined, so I had to maneuver that when I was making the pinstripes. This has been a complete train wreck. So after all that, the pants are finished. I did end up having to re-sew in the clasps because they broke, but that's no biggie. That's really no biggie. So for the hand, I made it out of a pre-made glove. Then for the mouth, I made that out of foam clay and painted it. I painted a little bit of black onto the glove so you can see inside the mouth. For the veins, I used hot glue to create streaks going up of it, and then I painted over it white, and it made it a really nice effect for a vein. I glued some fake nails to it, and then I used a pen to create the kanji. Now for the wig, I bought a pre-made wig on Amazon, and then I styled it using hairspray and gel. For the shoes, these are just some boots I already owned. I tucked it in between the lining and the side of the pants, so that way it sits nice and snug. I wore this costume to TaiYuCon 2022, where I then won a Judges Award.
How truly fortunate am I?